Abel, thank you for coming. So you flew from Brazil.
Yes.
So you are all over the world.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
Thank you.
And just the quick, history of relationship between Rakuten Mobile and AST and Abel. We got to know him about almost 7 years ago, I
Yeah.
think, when we were about to start Rakuten Mobile. And definitely, we knew that it is going to be not so easy for us to build nationwide network, especially the edge of the network. That it's going to be tough. So we are looking for the alternative, and we get to know Abel and AST Space Mobile, and he explained about the concept of this gigantic satellite, and we thought, okay, this should be scientifically and physically should work. But of course, the key is implementation, and we have to build a satellite. We should put it in the air. The software adjustment was very, very challenging, but we got it done, right? So this guy's unbelievable. So let me give you a hand, microphone.
Thank you, Mickey. Thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mickey. I mean, our journey have been a while. Let's see the video.
We're doing something very, very big. And I think with this technology, we can really affect a billion lives.
SpaceMobile is the only company that has proven technology to deliver cellular broadband connectivity directly from space to your everyday smartphone.
People will just basically turn their phone and be seamless, regardless of where you are. We don't want the user even to know that it's connected by satellite. Our role is to bring this into reality, always in partnership with the MNOs. We did the first space phone call ever done. On that historical was Rakuten. That was a big milestone. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, the Rakuten team, to be part of this journey of connecting the unconnected.
Amazing.
Our vision, which is, I think, is the same vision when I met you for the first time in Japan. It's always sticking in my memory that first meeting that we had when I explained you what we wanted to do. At that time was all paper. Now it's becoming a reality. But our vision is that no matter where you are, no matter the phone you have in your pocket, that you can have a broadband experience. I'm originally from Venezuela. I come from a place where it was very difficult even to have a landline phone. And that really always is talking to me that whatever we do need to be broadband. It cannot be different if you live in Tokyo or in a remote location or wherever you are. So that is the difference. These satellites are very large. They are designed for broadband capability. They are the only one that have that capability. For that reason, the original version that we have now in the air are 700 square feet of area. You can actually see them when they fly. The new version, which we're launching very soon in few months, it are 3.5 times bigger, and they have the capacity to process 10 gigahertz of a spectrum and reuse it across 2,400 kilometers of area, and that you can do video calls like you and I did. I did with the team also the first call ever done from space. We can do streaming, video, telephony, obviously. But the whole point of our technology is that people don't see the difference when they are in a remote location or in a place where the connectivity is not good enough.
So now some of the companies started to provide satellite to mobile service from what we call geo satellite, right? For that and LEO satellite, what is the difference?
Yeah. I mean, a geo satellite is 24,000 miles above the Earth. They had the big advantage that with only 3 of them, you see you see the complete Earth. With LEO, you need a constellation that make it tougher. You cannot just launch one and be done. You need to launch many of them. In our case, 45 to start covering Japan, Europe, and for continuous service, Japan, Europe, and the US. With GEO, you only need one. The problem is a phone that have a very little antenna and not too much power. Otherwise, it will fry your brain. It don't get up there. Don't get up there with enough power to be able to do broadband. So the advantage of being low is that you can do broadband. You can have same terminal that you have in your pocket today, same phone that you have in your pocket today. And and I'm not going to call it a disadvantage, but it takes to launch many of them.
And then now, our satellite is so big, right? Almost 30 meters by 30 meters. Now, Bluebird is that big.
Yes.
Why does it need to be that big? So, what's the scientific reason? Why does it need to be so big?
Yeah. Think of it this way, Mickey. There's two ways to solve this problem. You either put a big phone on the ground that have enough power to connect to a satellite, or you put the big satellite in space and just keep the phone that you have in your pocket to be able to do broadband. So the reason why these satellites are so big, actually, these are the largest structures in LEO that exist today. Every time that we launch a satellite is the largest ever launch. And the next version that we have is 3.5 times bigger. And the reason why they're big is you need, like in antenna technology, bigger, more sensitive. So you need something very large to be able to receive the very tiny signal that comes from a phone. That's one reason. The other reason is you need a lot of power to be able to have hundreds of millions of subscribers. I always say whatever we do have to be that we touch 1 billion lives in the next 10 years. And you cannot do that with small satellites. You fill them up very quickly. So it's the capacity. So capacity, power, and then sensitivity to be able to receive the very, very small signal that comes from a phone. That is the reason why we making the largest ever structures launch into space, into LEO, and we're making even bigger now.
And we're going to use the licensed spectrum. So you do not have to have a very new handset, or even your 5-year-old Android phone or iPhone is going to work. It is going to be available almost everywhere. So we're going to achieve 100% geographic coverage.
Absolutely. Our vision is to democratize access to knowledge and information with the phone that you have in your pocket. You don't need to change it. You don't need to upgrade it. You don't need to put an app into it. Nothing. So that's why we partner with the operators, and that's that they hold this super valuable asset, which is a spectrum. And we basically reuse that spectrum, that they continue to use that spectrum for the towers, but they also, where they cannot use it for the towers, they can use it from space with us. And with every phone, there's no any app or upgrade to the phone. It's the phone as it is. And that's another big advantage of the very large satellite.
And then now you have satellite in the space already. What is your schedule for actual commercial service to be launched?
Yes, we have planned to get to continuous service. We obviously have government services, including now, but continuous service for consumer with 45 satellites. And depending on the latitude, it can go up to 60. But the initial service with 45 satellites, we are building 53 now. We have 40 in construction. We announced that today. And we have committed to 60 launches, which is more than the 45, within 25 and 26. So we're launching full continuous services starting in 26.
Is there any technical challenges you need to overcome, or is kind of all kind of proven?
Listen, at this time, I will not tell you there is no challenges. Obviously, what we're doing, everything is new. Everything is even for the operators to think about how they're going to monetize and use it and serve their consumers with broadband absolutely everywhere. That's a complete new experience. And so we're going through the process now. But the core of the technology, it is functioning. You saw it. I called you, we do video calls. Vodafone did video calls, AT&T, Verizon, and the satellites that we have now are fully operational. So the technology is there. We need to just launch more.
And so, other than just geographic coverage, one of the other agenda is when we have a disaster, especially the countries like Japan. We have many earthquakes or typhoon or extremely heavy rain. And last January 1st, as a matter of fact, we had a big earthquake in northern part of main island called Noto Peninsula. And before, when we had a big earthquake, the first thing they were asking is, give us a water, give us a food. This time, what they were asking is, give us mobile connectivity. And of course, we went there. Our team went there. You got this a little bit taking a risk and provided. We were the first test to give the mobile connectivity over there. But the technology is going to work, right? Even you have a big sort of a natural disaster.
Absolutely. That is the idea. And it's going to work not only that people can send a text message or SOS, they can turn the camera and show where they are. If they are injured, they can connect to the emergency response and say, I have this problem somewhere in my body or whatever it is. So we believe that first responders need a broadband access during emergencies. And for that, there's two things that are important. One is what the consumer or the first responder can do with the connectivity, which it should be not limited to text or anything like that. It has to be full experience. And the other one is that there is enough capacity for it. And that's how we're designing and that's how we're launching the service.
Oh, we own Viber, as you know, and obviously giving the constant access to millions of people from one satellite can be a little bit challenging. But if you are using, for example, messaging app like Viber,
Right.
then you do not need to have a simultaneous constant connectivity.
Absolutely.
So I think the synergy between Viber, Rakuten, and what you're doing, it has a great synergy.
Absolutely. I mean, we're super excited about Viber and what we can do with it, and how we can optimize it to maximize that asset that is in space with a Viber feature. It will be a great addition to the consumer.
Okay, can you give us your feedback about what we are doing with Rakuten Symphony?
Listen, I think what you have done in Japan is amazing. You have come to one of the most competitive and connected markets in the planet. Somehow you bet all the odds. You make it work. You added, I think, 8 million subscribers in a record time.
8.5.
8.5 million subscribers in a record time, with a lot of attraction to the young population.
Well, young population, about 12 to 13% already Rakuten Mobile.
Absolutely. So that is incredible. That's really, really incredible. And that's why we're so excited on working with you and bringing connectivity everywhere in Japan. Working with your team, we learned that sometimes you had obviously a very connected country, but it's a lot of mountains, a lot of difficult regions to get there. And together we will be able to offer 100% coverage. So I think it's amazing. I think it's the integration, that the way that you did it with the amount of people that you have it, how efficient it is, and the time frame. I mean, when we first met, you didn't have any subscribers.
Yeah.
And now you have 8.5 million, and I'm sure it's growing. I think if you can do it in Japan, you can do it in every country in the planet.
Okay, but let's come back to the satellite service. Other than directly smartphone broadband, I think there are many uses for IoT.
Yes.
Directly connected to satellite, Can you give me an example what you can do with IoT from the satellite?
Yes. Well, first, you can connect the car. You can connect a cell phone, you can connect every car. You can connect an AirTag. You can connect your watch, your iPhone. In the future, probably you are hiking and you connect your glasses. So I think connectivity is the enabler for so many things, but the barrier of entry typically has been what device I need to connect. And the moment that you need a big antenna or a special terminal or something new to have that connectivity, then you put a big friction into it. So I do see drones connected. I can see in the future Rakuten delivering with their drones connected through space and being able to know exactly where they need to drop the package. I can see a robot distributing food or goods connected from space. And I also can see where people are not shackled to a particular city or location. They can live really, truly wherever they want. Because if they are connected and if they can get goods, they're going to be able to compete. They're going to be able to get a job. They're going to be able to do whatever they want. So for what Rakuten, and I always was intrigued, I mean, what you did in Japan, of how you can distribute goods and enable small merchants to really compete with the big ones. I think when you add connectivity to that and distribution everywhere, some people told me this will change the cost of the land. Some land that costs nothing because don't have internet or don't have connectivity now become a valuable location. So I'm super excited what the future it is. It is a long journey, and that's also what I like about Japan. You think long term, yeah.
And then also we have NB-IoT, narrowband IoT spectrum that we can potentially cover entire geography with, for example, some sensors to detect something, something happen, some wildfire we can detect much faster. So I think this is not just about smartphone, but with all these, everything will be connected without any exceptions everywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
So super excited. And
Yes.
now, how many mobile companies you already have a contract?
50.
50. And
Close to 3 billion subscribers.
3 billion.
Yeah, that they have 3 billion subscribers collectively.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. That's about it. And maybe we should, the time has come, so we should wrap up. And then please give a big round of
Thank
hands
you.
to
Thank you.
Abel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.